Hello, good evening. And after a slightly later start than intended, because I didn't plan ahead very well, tonight there will be City Skylines on this channel. Normally I play a multiplayer game on Wednesdays with a group of my friends, but my friends and I are all performing a writing challenge this month called National Novel Writing Month, and they are unfortunately not available to play. Loppy, thank you! Very much appreciated for the subscription. I'm not sure if I actually have the alerts on my start screen, but I appreciate it anyway. I don't! Oh my goodness. Okay, that is something I will have to fix. However, let's get over to the city. As we can see here, I am starting with a brand new and very empty map. And things are being a little chunky. This is the first time that I have tried streaming City Skylines. And I think I may need to adjust some settings so that everything plays well together. Yes, a giant forest with a highway into it. But yes, this square shall become a city. Also, good evening, Green. So, we're going to start with some roads. Give me my roads. Well, I certainly have a lot to choose from here. Now, what I want to do is drop a circle which is hard to see through all the trees, let me tell you. There we go. And building that has managed to unlock the one-way road, which is actually what I want here. I am missing some of my sound effects. That is what I'm missing. Okay, now we have a one-way circle, which we will... Whoops! Back to building an actual road, which we will connect and connect to the highway. Roundabouts are very handy. Do not disrespect the roundabouts. Okay, so we need to figure out which way our water is flowing, actually. Let's see. Water pumping station we want. Okay, so the water is flowing from left to right here. So we want our water intakes over on this side. And we want our water drains over on this side. Back to the roads. So since this side is going to be the cleaner water, I'm going to put my residentials over here. We'll just bring back our curved road. Yeah, that works for me. And we'll put some roads off of that. Probably try to plan a little bit better. Planning is not something I'm terribly good at, but you know. So that'll do. And we'll mark these as residentials. It does kind of right now. So, okay, that is some housing. And then over here, here, I will build a road. And it will look much less like a key and a bit more like a boomerang. Oh wait, I do not want a curved road here. I want a straight road here. Yeah, that's a good start. And here I'm going to start there we go. Going to run some one-way roads along here. This is the way that I like to do my industrial sectors. So what I do is... Oh, come on. Alright, fine, be that way. Alright. What we have are two-way roads on either side and one-way roads in the middle, and we're actually going to have them build their businesses on the one-way roads, and this really helps with traffic through the industrial sectors. There's a lot of trucks going in and out, and this way they're all going in the same direction. And that actually keeps the traffic from binding up quite as much through those areas. As I learned this method a long time ago, but I actually would not be able to tell you where exactly I picked it up. But actually... I have already made a mistake. Erase that. Okay, there we go. We want them all on the inside roads, but not facing into the two-way roads, which is why I'm leaving the gap. This is probably way more industrial stuff than this city really needs right now. And now let's start laying some pipe. I'll go like this. And yeah, you know what? Like that. And then we'll just cover our bases. I said cover. Spacing! Spacing is a thing. Spacing is a thing that I've never actually figured out. But basically these blue bits mark where there is water available. So we'll make sure to cover everything. Geometry can suck it. And I am going to want to build a commercial district in between these two. So let's get another road. Let's get another road off of that'll do. Whoop! I did not mean to go quite that far. That's not correct. Okay, you know what? Like this. I don't know what I'm doing. It's okay. I'll just put a couple of stripes across, just because. No, wait, I don't want to put a road in that corner. That would be bad. Let's just, put a little. There we go. Oh, that's interesting. I have done a very interesting thing there. And we are definitely not going to code all of this because it's huge. But we'll just make some of these. Yeah, we'll just make this middle section commercial for now. And then I'll make sure that I've run water to it, because as you can see, it's got no coverage here. So let's run a pipe like this, and we'll run another one like this. And now the main thing that I am missing is power. So what have we got available? We have wind turbines and a coal power plant. I like wind turbines, but is there any place around here that's any good for them? Not especially. Basically what we would be looking for is something that is shaded a fairly dark color, like it is along the coast here. And unfortunately there is not really a lot available. Like, we want something that looks more like over here, but I can't build over here because I don't own that land. So, sorry folks, I think we're going with coal. Which, yeah, I'm gonna put it right here. And then we will... This is gonna be interesting. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to unpause and let people get to building some things before I build power lines. Let's just fast forward the time a little. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted right there. So now we can run a power line across to here. And I can run another one from here to here. The industrial area is going to be a little more tricky because it's going to take it's going to take the little guys a bit longer to actually build in that area. As residents move in and then they start making businesses. You see, we've already got some houses and some people moving into the houses. We've already got a population of 153. And me fooling around with the settings because, man, it's quiet out here. Why am I not getting any music? I should be getting music. I don't know why I'm not getting music. I should be getting music. Drunk bedroom furniture shopping can lead to waking up with just one nightstand. Yes. The streets automatically name themselves when you build them. I can rename them if I want. But the street names are all auto-generated, so. And yes, we have the commercial district has started, but they don't have power, so let's run a power line over to them. I'm just gonna. Is that close enough? It better be. There we go. And if the industrial people will just construct a little bit more. There we go. They have connected to the sewage out. So now the problems with the sewage have been eased. Hey, I just read it off the screen, okay? I honestly don't understand where the music has gotten to. And see, we've got a start on the town. And down here, this little chart tells me the demands. There is demand for housing, but not demand for much else. I'm gonna have to build more residential. Oh, there's 2 squares that I left unfilled. Let's just fill those in and see what happens. It's probably not enough, but... Nope, it is definitely not enough. The demand for housing is rising and rising. Okay. It's the middle of the night. It's the best time for construction. Let's build some more streets. I'm going to save going towards the shoreline for a bit, so let's extend this out just a little on each of the 3 streets. Making a mess of things as usual. And then we've switched to a straight road, and come on, let me do it. Come on. Yeah, there you go. We'll just extend things out this way. Oh, not like that. Not this way! A lot of times I'll build my residential districts a lot more like you see the commercial district there. But... well, I've moved the construction away from where the houses are, at least. Yeah, like that. We'll just run this road. Oh yeah, you don't want to go straight across the... but I want this road to connect. There we go. And you know what? We'll put another little road. Yeah, right there. And we'll mark more of these as residential. Actually, you know, let's not mark that little square. There we go. Let's see if that meets demand. This intersection is not the greatest, but it's a purely residential intersection, so it's hopefully shouldn't be too bad what I've just done here. Yeah, see, here's my industrial section working exactly the way that I intended it to. Tons of seaweed produced for human consumption every year. It goes remarkably well with brownies. Yes. It's a little more rudimentary than real life. But when it comes down to it, it does try to arrange the property things. And I forgot to put water in. Look at that. See, these houses here are complaining. They have no water. Which is true. They have no water. Oh! I'm a hamlet! Okay, so I can now fool around with taxes and take loans. I can start a garbage service for the city. I can build healthcare. I can build schools. So a whole bunch of things to be put in. So, I'm going to pause again for just a moment. First, we build the water. We'll just run this pipe over here, and we'll run this pipe over here, and we'll grumble a bit and run a pipe here. This is not looking as neat as it was. This is not looking as neat as it was. Okay, that should take care of water needs for all of the streets that I just built. And nothing more. And moving along, the very first thing, garbage. We are going to put in a garbage dump right next door to the coal factory. Well, to the coal power plant. And do we have room for a recycling center in there? We do. Sure, let's put in a recycling center as well. Garbage and recycling. Luxury. And healthcare. You know what? Let's go for the multi-story clinic. It's beautiful. We're going to put that. Let's see. How do we get this to cut? Oh, there we go. There we go. We're going to put that right there. And schools. Whoops. We're going to put in an elementary school. We're going to have to put in more than one elementary school, I see. So it is a good little building game. And it's got a pile of DLC, most of which I own. How do I cover the largest portion? That is the question. If I put it here, it covers pretty much everything, but I do destroy a home. Let's do it. Alright, so I didn't quite cover the entire area, but I think I covered enough. Let's get this started up again, and taking out the trash just became much more convenient. Yes, it did. And you can see our industrial area is lacking workers. What does it need? What do you need? What do you need? Not just, you need workers in general. Okay, we just need to increase the population. We need more population. I don't have parks unlocked yet, Gaming Cheese Sauce. And also, welcome. Welcome. I will add parks once I have parks, but I don't have parks yet. I very much enjoy adding parks, so that is definitely going to happen. But not yet. We need to grow the population some more. That's what we need to do. We need a greater population so that the industrial area over here has workers, and so that I can unlock more stuff and get parks. Because as you can see right now, I don't have access to fire or police. I don't have access to transit. Let's see here. Parks unlock at a population of 1,200, so we're a third of the way there. So I did set this so that I have unlimited money to start with, because I just really like building a lot of weird roads. but I am letting everything unlock kind of naturally. Well, I need a population of 1,200 in order to have a park. So I'm definitely going to need to expand my residentialness. But I think I have a lot zoned and they're just not building on it yet, so we'll give it time. We will give it time. Well, I can actually mess around with taxes. Because I did just make Hamlet, just before you arrived, Cheese Sauce. Is it okay if I call you Cheese Sauce? I love cheese sauce. Let's see. I could... Where can I lower taxes? I don't normally mess around with the taxes, I have to admit. Oh yeah, Loppy. Oh yes, thank you. It has been a long while since I fooled around with the taxes screen. Okay, you know what? Let's lower residential taxes. Just a nudge. Just a nudge. I said a nudge. Fine, 7% it is. And we'll see if that helps. Yes, Loppy. The game has been out for several years. And for a while there, they were releasing one major DLC a year, at least. So there's quite a bit and specialty stuff, and I have all of the big DLC packs. I'm lacking some of the radio stations and some of the building packs. But I have all the major DLCs, the ones that change various rules and that sort of fun stuff. And people are moving in. Look at that. They're building their houses, they're moving in. Yes, Loppy. I bought mine very slowly over the course of several years, waiting for various sales. Generally during the major sales, like the winter sale and the summer sale, the DLC for City Skylines will go on for 50% off. So I've been getting most of it during the major sales, just a little bit at a time. But yes, look at that. So many people building houses. And the commercial district seems to be doing fine. Caught a fish as big as me last weekend. Totally not a lie. Well, this game is actually the reason why I have been able to hold off on The Sims the way that I have. Because I have this game, which has a lot of DLC, which is comparable in price. And while it doesn't give me the really fiddly fine tuning that you get with, you know, arranging each individual house, it's still all of the laying out and doing that I enjoy. And look at that, we are nearly to the population of 800 that will unlock the emergency services. So I do like building things and creating spaces and arranging stuff, but this game does fulfill that in many ways for me. Although I will admit that it's been at least a couple of years since I started a game without everything unlocked right from the beginning. Just letting things unlock the way that I'm doing now is not something that I have done for some time. Frequently what I'll do is I'll start up a new map with unlimited money and everything already unlocked, and I'll just go nuts. But I thought that for the stream I might let things go a little more organically, although I must admit I'm still working with the unlimited money because I really like being able to build things as soon as I unlock them. But yes, once again, Industrial District working exactly the way that it is supposed to here. And if I can find the right one, this is where it gets scary, this particular panel here. Where is it? There it is. Here's my traffic panel. This shows traffic. And as you can see, we're getting a little orange through these areas, especially going in and out of the industrial district. Basically what I'll do is once I have some bigger roads unlocked, I will make this a much more major road to allow more traffic on it. Yes, the closer to red that the color gets, the more congested the traffic is in that area. Adding more roads also helps, but the thing is like I specifically built my industrial district to this plan to keep it so that it's fairly compact, but that it will ease the traffic. But my main bottleneck is how small my roads are right now. So there will be roads that will get upgraded to larger roads, and there will be more roads put in at a later date. So I'll be doing both. I am wondering though why this one section is much more orange than everything else. That's a little weird. But generally speaking, what I want is like one of the 4-lane road with decorative grass, maybe, well, maybe for the housing district, but like the 4-lane roads. The proper 4-lane roads. 4-lane road with, or even for the industrial district, getting into the large roads. Not the highways. But actually, you know what? I do have a 6-lane road unlocked now. So what we can do... Oh! Before I did that, I have become a worthy village with a population of 800. I have unlocked districts, policies, being able to have more loans, district specializations, service policies. I've got emergency services, a police department, and a few of the unique buildings have unlocked. Industry can specialize in forestry or agriculture now. We have a residential specialization of self-sufficient buildings, interesting. Commercial specialization of organic and local, very nice. I can create policies for power usage, water usage, or smoke detector distribution. And it shows me the buildings that I have specifically unlocked, 2 different kinds of firehouses and 2 different kinds of police station. And we can also go over here and see what unique buildings I've unlocked here. Oh wait, no, that's not the ones that I've unlocked. Thank you very much for the follow, Gaming Cheese Sauce. Much appreciated. But yes, we're growing. We're growing and showing. And I'm pausing so that I was upgrading this road. Yes, I was. Oh, but I can't. Ah, I see, because I put the... Oh, fun. Okay, that's a thing that I have done to myself. Hmm. Okay, we're just gonna leave it looking really ugly that way while I figure out what I'm going to do about that. And we should put in some fire stations. That's what we should do. I'm going to put a firehouse there. Going to put a firehouse there. And yeah, I'm going to put a police station there. And we'll put another one right here. And I should actually probably put one in for the... Yeah, let's put in a police station and a fire station. Oh wait, that's medical. That's fire. We'll put in a police station and a fire station for the budding commercial district that we have going on here. I've broken the power a little bit, but let's just give it a moment and I'll see what I have to fix. I may not have to fix anything. Oh, nope, wait, I gotta fix a bunch of stuff. Delay that not having to fix anything. Okay, we'll put that in there. We'll attach that to there. And that will... Yeah, that'll take care of the problem for now. There we go. Yeah, I'm playing this one pretty much unmodded, except for having the unlimited money turned on here, Gaming Cheese. I did not I don't really muck around with mods very much because I'm actually still teaching myself how to use some of the newer DLC that I've gotten. So this is, except for the money, this is a vanilla game. And you know what, while we're at it, let's upgrade. Do I get a one-way? No, I do not. Why don't I have a one-way four-lane? That is the question. That's just unfair. Ah, well. I get a one-way 6-lane, but I don't get a one-way 4-lane. That's hilarious. There we go. Now it's really ridiculous looking. And we have more demand for residential, so... Well, first of all, let's fill in this stuff here. And we'll give a little... Oh, actually, no, I don't want... I don't want this area right by the pumping stations to have anybody living there because the noise is significant. Alright, back to roads. Let's attach a new road right here. Yes, that's gonna destruct some houses, but... we'll just put some new roads in. All these unhappy people. You'll be less unhappy when you have more neighbors. Okay, let's make that a straight. Let's make that a straight road, thank you. That's gonna meet at a really weird angle. You know what, let's just make that straight for a bit. my low rent housing! What have you done to it? Let's see, let's just bend, yeah, there we go. We just bend that up there. It makes a weird corner up at the top, but look at all this. Look at all this space that will be residential. You know what, let's pull the marquee tool just to save some time. It's gonna be a little messy, but we'll just finish filling in around the edges. Well, they want residential more than they want anything else, but now they're asking for some more commercial, so I suppose I should color some of that in too. Because I think they've built pretty much on everything that I gave them, except for some really weird shaped little areas. So let's give them some more commercial. They're going to start building houses in that area that I just put housing in, and then they're going to complain about not having water, and whose fault will that be? I had a lovely, nice, straight pipe system once upon a time. Long ago, far away. Look, it's raining. It's raining. You've got lots of water. And now, while demand is low, let's draw some districts. Let's start with an easy one. Why are you giving me a big red circle? This one is the easiest district because it's nice and square. The industrial district is now Hemlock Park. Okay, and then currently this is going to be very messy around the edges because I did not make a normal shape here. But this is the commercial district, which is Strawberry Square. Not very square, Strawberry Square, but... Whoops. And... then this conglomerate going on here. Oh, sure, you know, you just, it's all about the strawberries, obviously. Neat edges? Who ever heard of neat edges? That's some pipe dream. You know, I'm just going to extend this down because it makes me happy. I'll just nudge this edge in. There we go. And Olive Heights! So, now that we have our terrible districts, we can do things. We can do things with our districts as soon as I remember where I put the policies. There we go. Olive Heights policies. Come on, come on. There we go. Okay, we can distribute smoke detectors to the residential area, which is too big to be covered by the fire station that I have now. I have a lot of policies that I will be able to enact later, but for the moment there's only the 3. Hey, we're a tiny town now. Foxville is growing. I now have access to parks, industry areas, landscaping, event policies, park policies, parks and plazas, industry areas, fishing industry, level 2 unique buildings. I haven't even looked at the unique buildings yet. Football, concerts. I have way more policies that I can enact. Ha ha ha! Come on, scroll, and I have unlocked a bunch of new roads. Beautiful roads. Oh, and fishing routes. I don't know that there's really that much fishing in this map, unfortunately, but... Oh, and I can build canals, if I so wish. And fences. Yes, we're gonna have some fun here. Oh, and I can build a fish market. Which is industrial? I would have expected that to be commercial. Alright, whatever. Okay, so we're going to pause again. While Olive Heights complains and complains and complains about its power problem. Policies in Strawberry Square. Let's see. Not really anything that we can enact too much. Well, you know what? Let's reduce the water usage in the commercial district. Let's just do that as a thing. And Hemlock Park's policies. I am enacting a smoking ban in the industrial district because I'm cruel. I might want to make the fishing licenses a city-wide thing rather than a single district thing. But yes, fun with policies. Now, parks. As you can see, everyone is unhappy because they have no parks. So, let's put in a large playground near the school. Oh, look at all those happy faces. The hilarious thing is that actually covers the commercial district as well, even though they have no direct access to it. I am giving the people parks. And you know what? Down here, we're going to build a dog park. Which will hopefully make those people there stop complaining about not having power. Unlikely, but you know, hope springs eternal. A floating cafe. But yeah. This I haven't fooled around too much with. Park Life is a relatively recent acquisition for me, and I haven't really used it at all. Park Life, Campus, and Sunset Harbor are ones that I haven't really poked around in a lot. They're run automatically, so I did not choose that timing on purpose. But you're welcome, cheese sauce. But yes, one of my bots actually runs the ads automatically for me. And, you know, while we're at it, let's have a look at our unique buildings, since I didn't look at that before. I can build a department store. I can build a city hall. Oh, that's unfortunate. I did the ad break fix it? Is that why you thanked me for it? I can build a cinema or a shopping center. And what else is unlocked here? A hypermarket. If a supermarket is not enough for you, this is your choice. Hypermarket has everything from groceries to home appliances under one roof. And that's not all. There's free parking 24/7 and special discounts every day. And a winter market. All right. Oh wow, there's even more that's unlocked. Chirpex launch site. That's space. Panda Sanctuary. Oriental Pearl Tower, which is great once I have office buildings unlocked. Yes, Sloppy. Very, yeah. A temple complex. Okay, that's everything in that tab. That one is not unlocked yet. We have unlocked a football stadium, which I am 100% putting in. Because it is personally hilarious to me. Come on. Okay, apparently we're putting it right here. Can only have one of those per city. And a festival area has unlocked. I'm sorry, Loppy, but I'm not sorry. I really do enjoy this game, so... A statue of wealth. The statue is the personification of the city's wealth. It's a requirement for building the space elevator, which... A statue of shopping. Have we unlocked anything else in here? No, we have not. Fountain of Life and Death. Friendly Neighborhood Park. A transport tower. Don't think no, I haven't unlocked anything else in there either. Okay, so now that we have a stadium, let's close that down. Foxville is versus Rock Valley coming up. And here we go. We are going to have, I think, some bright orange jerseys. Because we are Foxville, darn it. I said bright orange. It only wants to give me tints. What's going on? Fine, you know what? We'll go with that. Yes, we have the footy now. The footy is ours, and quite affordable currently. So, yeah, we have that now, and we have attached it to Strawberry Square because we can! And I should probably build another elementary school for the new area. Oh, I can build high schools now too. That's a necessity. People's homes are gonna get destructed for this. No, wait, nobody's built here yet. Oh, and I can build a public library. I'm totally going to do that once I have put in another elementary school. Yeah, right here. Okay, we have a public library, a community school, and an Institute of Creative Arts. I'm putting in a library because I can do that. Oh, actually, that's a really good idea. Why don't I put it over here where it's too noisy to put houses? I think I'm going to have to put in another power plant. We will deal with that once I've managed to put the library down. Oh, this actually has a rather small circle, doesn't it? It's a very big library for what a small area it serves. Yeah, there we go. Library. Yes, Green, you heard me. Okay, so let's pause for a moment. Oh yeah, our energy consumption is, our energy production is not keeping up with our energy consumption. We are going to need another or a bigger power plant. It's going to have to be another because bigger is not yet available. So that's another coal plant going in. They're gonna have to use torches. We don't have enough electricity. And you can really see the pollution building up over my industrial district. That's why I put it as far away from the residential area as I could at the time. But that also reminds me, forest industry, farming, warehouses, unique factories, fishing industry. Fishing harbor sends out low-capacity fishing boats that can catch all types of fish with a moderate catch rate. To function, the fishing harbor requires a complete looping fishing route that starts and ends at the harbor. Oh, that's going to be tricky. Because I've got this great big line bisecting my river. Well, there is one very easy way to fix that problem, but I'm not sure I want to. Let's see if I can pull this off. If we... Hey. Alright, that connects there. And we'll carefully nudge it out. Oh boy. Not that far. We go this way. And this way. And this way. And not that way, but this way. I am attempting it for the first time. I have not actually used this DLC yet. I've owned it for a bit, but I've not actually used it, so I'm just literally working out my angles here. And this way, and this way, and like this, and oh lordy, and like that, and it's a loop. It's a loop. Yeah, but you know, I thought I'd give it a try out. If it goes really bad, I have the bulldozer tool. It's a thing that exists. I also currently have a mess when it comes to the roading system, but we'll work on that. Okay, so that's a fishing route and a fishing harbor. And now I just need to attach this to my industrial sector somehow. So I think the best way to do this would be to one-way road. I don't like that much at all, but yeah, we'll just run a really terrible looking one-way road that way. And what else have we got? Wasn't there a fish market in here somewhere? Yes, there was. There is a fish market, and we'll build it Interesting. We'll build it right there. Yeah. Yeah. And then I'm going to extend Hemlock Park out to cover this hole. Thing we have going on here. Maybe? I'm honestly not sure. We're just gonna see how it goes. But I don't see any reason not to attach the fish market directly to the harbor when they are exactly the same size as each other. I think it's designed to do that. Mia, hello, and Raiders, welcome. And you know, while I'm at it, let's extend the commercial district to cover the stadium. Let's just do that while I'm here. There we go. I am doing all right. I'm trying out new things. New things what I have never done before. But yes, this is Foxville, a quiet advisor. This is Foxville. It has just gotten started this evening. I have my residential district over here, Olive Heights. I have Strawberry Square, my commercial district with the football stadium. And I have Hemlock Park, which is very visibly the commercial district, which I have yet to connect to water. That's hilarious. The harbor is complaining that it doesn't have enough water. There you go. Water for the harbor. The best place to get fresh fish. The best. I'm wondering how my, let's see here. Okay, water availability and sewage treatment are beautiful. I don't have to worry about that for a while longer. So we just, we have things going. I'm letting people move in and all that sort of fun stuff. I have the commercial, the industrial district set up in the favorite way that I like to. Let me just, this is the way that I normally set up my industrial districts, Mia, in that I use one-way roads to ease traffic congestion. And while this area is a problem that I'm not 100% certain how to solve, maybe I should just make, let's just make it a wider road. Let's just do that. Let's upgrade that sucker. We're going to have to relay our hydro lines, but oh, and we're going to have to rebuild that station, but yeah. Okay, fine, okay. We'll turn off building roads. We'll take the police station. And we will move it. And then we'll upgrade this road. And then we'll pull up the power map, and I can actually destroy those. I can destroy some of my pylons. These are not needed at this point. Neither is this. doing good. We have lots of power going to places where the power is supposed to go. Or turn off the bulldozer before I accidentally destroy something that I want to keep. I'm not sure, but I might have made the problem worse here, honestly. Speaking of roads that need to be upgraded, I wish I had some of the nicer roads, but I don't. But let's upgrade through here. What is this? Oh, that's my firehouse. I should probably keep that. Let's temporarily move that over here. Yes, I know, people, I know. So that we can continue to upgrade. Yes, yes. Alright, we'll move this back. We'll move this over. We will also move this one over. The people are very confused now. And we will continue to upgrade this road. There we go. Oh, there's some squares that I forgot to mark as residential. Oh. Not so close to the road, thank you. There you go. You know what, let's take that. There we go. And hopefully that will help with the traffic thing. I'm still not sure what I'm doing about the traffic thing over here, because I went and put the dump in. And now I can't expand that road. The football match? 1910-22. No. There's still 4 months to the football match. Uh, 30 seems to be, like, low enough, I think. I mean, it's not like the city needs the income, but... Sure, let's lower the prices. Probably the one thing that I can do is actually take I can move the garbage dump temporarily. Oh, except I can't if it's not empty. I can only move it if it's empty. So this is going to have to be a multi-stage process. That's what I'm seeing here. We're going to create a traffic problem by putting a garbage dump here, and we are going to empty this building into this one, is what we're going to do. This is going to be a really weird thing because I put the garbage dump over there when I should have put it over here if I wanted things to actually go quickly. Yeah, I mean, if I could, I would set a policy making scalping illegal in this city, but unfortunately... What was this again? Oh, that's the firehouse. Okay. So yes, we're going to we're emptying this landfill, and once it's empty, I can destroy it, temporarily move the fire station, make the road bigger. It's only 1% full, so this hopefully shouldn't take very long. There it is. It's empty. All right. It is now empty. So, you know what? Let's just move that sucker. We'll put it over here for now. And we're going to move the fire station into its spot. And then I'm going to upgrade the road. And can I put the garbage dump back again? Let's find out. We'll move the firehouse over here for now. Move this. Oh, no, it doesn't fit anymore. It doesn't fit on that side of the road anymore. That is very unfortunate. I could fix it by moving all of the other roads, but I don't want to. You know what? Is there enough room? There's almost enough room. There is almost enough room if I would just redraw that one road. I could put it up there. I want it on one of the one-way streets, that's the thing. Or actually I could destruct that one business. Yeah. Okay, and then we take this one and we empty this facility. And we move the fire station again because... Actually, no, wait. We don't move the fire station. We move the coal plant so that it's next to the other coal plant. And yeah, then we put the fire station there. And because we can, we make that one little square industrial. Because they can only build it fronting that street. Yeah. This is a plan. It's a plan. Oh, right, the power of trees to contain the pollution. That you are correct. I should probably harness that. Since I have access to trees now. Where are my trees? Darn it, I've lost my trees. There they are! Where are my biggest ass trees? Where are my huge trees? Ooh, tree with leaves, number 2. That's not a very big tree. That is not a very big tree at all. Let's try the oaks. The oaks are also not very big. Yes, we're building an anti-pollution wall. That's what we're doing. And we're actually using the thing that gives me the big trees specifically because I am SMRT. The forest has come to Foxville. You know, I really should unpause while I'm doing this. I am probably going to end up building the commercial district more into that area, but for now, it's not the most elegant of solutions, but the trees do actually help keep the pollution kind of contained to the commercial area. They're really having to work extremely hard against the coal plants, though, so it's not going to be 100%. But if I can remember which one is there we go. You see, I put in all the trees around here that sort of keeps this all contained in this area, rather than letting it spread too far away from Hemlock Park, which is more and more appropriately named, I'll tell you that. And my water station is complaining that it has no power, which means everybody is running out of water because I ended up destroying the power lines when I expanded the road, because that's the thing that I did. I will fix the problem. I'm fixing the problem. The problem will be fixed. Oh, the entire city has no water. Didn't I tell you to empty? Yes, I did tell you to empty, so you should be emptying. You stop emptying. There we go. Okay. Well, except for the trash situation being ridiculous, the needs are mostly met. We're not going to look at the fact that my city is losing money steadily, because it doesn't really matter right now. But now you see, There are no more flashing water icons. Strawberry Square has a water on it because I made it have a water saver policy. But, you know, we're good. Water has been supplied. The residential places are getting their smoke detectors for free. The city's paying for those. And this garbage dump is empty. So... So now that it's empty, I can destroy it. Yes, I want to destroy that. I only need one right now. And then we remember to turn off. Okay, so we have some businesses that have started flashing at us. Because why? Not enough educated workers. Are you trying to say I need more schools? Is my education not high enough? Where's my education panel? I know my education panel's around here somewhere. I can never remember what all of these are. Land value, leisure, tourism, park maintenance, fishing. Ah, there you are. Well, the elementary level is not looking too terrible-ish. High school is okay. Like, we have more school than... we have more capacity than we have people who are eligible. I think we just need time. People need time to learn. The educated workers will come. You just gotta give it time. But yeah, what I would like to do with this area is actually make a little tourist area that's sort of like waterfront tourism stuff. Which is one of the reasons why I'm not building houses off of there. But yeah, let's have a look at... Traffic is not looking bad. And look at this, since I expanded this road, it's looking really nice here. This area is still a problem. This area specifically is still a problem, but I think I know how to fix that. What I can do is I can make a really ugly slip lane. We can just make ourselves a super ugly slip lane here. We're going to go... Oh, come on. You know, you want to do this for me. You actually want to obey me. So we'll make a super ugly little slip lane so that anybody who wants to go out to this road specifically from the highway is going to do that instead of coming out here. That's the idea. Generally speaking, it is, if I had a particular mod, I could actually turn off the street lights for this circular that I built. It's not a perfect roundabout, because it would be really nice if I could turn off the street lights for the roundabout itself and only have them on the roads going in. I'm sorry, Lop. I'm sorry. But yeah, hopefully putting in the ugly slip lane will actually help with the traffic in that little bit there. Where's my traffic? There's my traffic. Well, the color is slightly less angry now. It's still an angry color, but it's slightly less angry than it was. Yeah, Loppy, the main thing to keep an eye on in your city is noise, pollution, and traffic. Those are the things that are going to make your residents the most unhappy if you don't manage them. And the happier your people are, the better off you are. Oh, and it's a first for the city. We have our first derelict building. This is a store that has been abandoned. And the main problem with this is the other thing you got to keep an eye on, because these people, they will never destruct their own abandoned buildings. You have to do it manually yourself. And if you don't, then they will never build anything. The new business will never move into that derelict building. So you've got to destroy any abandoned or derelict buildings when you spot them. Because these people, they never do it on their own. And, oh my goodness, the need for residential has just spiked through the roof. Look at this chart. This little trio chart here, right next to my town name, says what is needed in the city the most, and residential just went through the roof. So, let's expand our residential area. We'll build some more roads. Starting here. We're going to end up destroying some houses in order to have more houses, but that's just the way it goes. Like that. And... like that. We're going with a real fishbone pattern when it comes to building streets this time around. And like that. And we'll extend this one along... along here. That's cute. It's a really bad intersection, but it's cute. I'm gonna keep it. Going to actually curve this one back this way because I feel like it. And then we're going to go back to straight roads and connect those like that, because and let's see, I'm going to put an elementary school. Where are we going to put the elementary school? Yeah, let's put it there. And do I really only... I have one of these. Actually, I don't need another high school yet. Look at the coverage for the high school. I don't need another one yet. We're fine on that front. Forget the high school. And where is my marquee? There we go. We're zoning. We're dezoning. We're zoning. We'll zone along here too. I need a bigger tool. There we go. Okay, we're zoning. We're putting a park in. What have I not put in yet? We're not going to give them a Japanese garden out here. Let's see. You know what? We're going to give them a park with trees. We're going to give them a park with trees. Over here. And then we will make sure that they have water, because occasionally I'm a benevolent mayor. Okay, we'll do that, and then we'll do that. And these will just like that. Like that. And like that. And there is one corner that is they're okay, fine. Fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. You know what? I'm gonna Why won't you connect? Alright, don't connect then. We'll connect this one instead. There. Now I have room to expand the commercial district? Question mark? Everything's fine! Everyone will have water, right? Yes? Power is another matter entirely, but we're just not going to think hard about that. I'm going to have to build another pumping station soon. It's pretty much a given. I'm just putting it off. I removed housing for 56 people by building these new roads. Oh, that is true. That is true. It is precisely a month from this point in time. Although for some reason I'm running back on normal speed again. When did that happen? Back to lightly fast forwarded. Yes, there we go. I do love when the football game occurs, though. I'm probably going to put it back on normal speed for the football game. I mean, I love like having transit. Like once transit is unlocked, having transit when a football game goes off is just amazing to watch the city go. It's just spectacular. Like, especially if you make it a free... Sure, go ahead, gaming. It's very soon. But, you know, you make the transit free on the day of the football match, and then you just watch the buses or streetcars or whatever it is you have running pulling up in front of the stadium and disgorging people. It's amazing. Okay, so people are choosing to build the furthest possible distance out first. That makes perfect sense. That is, of course. Oh, we're going to have a slight pause before the football match because we have become a boom town. We now have transit systems, which I will not be getting in time for this football match, but I can probably get it in time for the next one, which means that we have ferries and buses and trams and taxis and tours and post service. Can now specialize in the ore industry. I can create recycling policies, recreational use policies, extra insulation. Can give the people free Wi-Fi in the commercial district. Loppy, I know you want that. Unlocked a whole bunch of new roads. Woohoo! So many new roads. I can now put down insulated pipes. I can put in a cemetery. We're probably going to need one soon. Sorry, I was, one of the policies that can now be enacted is to give a district or the city free Wi-Fi. So I was saying, you know, give the commercial district free Wi-Fi. I know you want that. Yep. And I can build a post office. Where do I build a post office? Oh, and I can build a fish factory now. I will probably do that somewhere. So that is beautiful. Okay, back to the countdown to the football match. It's so soon. People are starting arriving. The people are arriving for the football match. The parking lot's starting to fill up. I have built it and the people come. They are coming. They are coming. And it's match day. The teams are here! The teams are here and the stadium is full. This is our first game in a very small city, so I'm not sure what our chances are. Basically, the team does better the more support it gets from its city. Which is why... Oh yeah, it's very similar. You know, if they actually played soccer in the dome. But basically, the more supporters your city can provide, the better the team does. So that's why when you have transit, you make it a free transit day on match day so that people can get to the stadium. You make your tickets inexpensive so that more people will come and all that sort of thing. Yes, exactly, cheese sauce. And I know I didn't lower my ticket prices very far, but I honestly didn't expect my population to be large enough to make a difference by this point. But yeah, basically they will be playing this football match for some time. And we'll win or lose based on just how much support they're getting from the surrounding city. I have paused it for just a moment here because I did unlock a whole bunch of other stuff. Like, for the next time, I have transit now. I can build transit. I can build taxis and transit. Crowd looks proud of the city's team. So yes, I will be putting in some transit. I will be all that fun sort of thing. But first, where is that fish factory? How big is a fish factory? It is too big to fit in the space that I have. That is how big the fish factory is. Sadness. I'm gonna have to figure out something to do about that. Not right this instant, though. I just wanted to look at that. Back to the football game. There's my people who aren't at the football game talking about their smoke detectors. Actually, I can just keep this on screen while I mess around with the commercial area policies. Aha! Ah! Stop doing that. There we go. All right. Let us give this district free Wi-Fi. Oh, we're blocking the game. And yeah, let's give the city fishing license just because. Yeah, that's not a thing that I can set, actually. I don't get to decide how long the football game goes on. I know I get one a year, but I don't get to choose how long. That's why I often do not watch the games all the way through. I love watching the people pouring in and arriving for the game, but I rarely watch the whole game through because, you know, it's... Unfortunately, this is the closest that you can zoom in. And I am very spoiled because I watch most of my soccer on the TV. where I can actually see the players. So, I think, oh my goodness, oh, there's a house on fire over here. But it's okay because the fire trucks are here and they have put the fire out. See, that's why I gave free smoke detectors to the entire district. That's why. Actually, come to think of it, I did not expand all of Heights over into the new area. So I should do that. We're just going to cover our new construction. That's the general outline. I'll bump it out a bit further in just a mo. And we'll bump it out so it actually covers the houses, and you know what, we'll have it do the park as well, just because. There we go. I am probably going to need another fire station soon. Oh, we lost the game, alas. We lost the soccer game, and now the residents are unhappy. We need more support. Let's find out. We've got some crime going on too. We need another police station. As this icon here is high crime is occurring right here, right now. Which means somebody took advantage of a family being at the soccer game. Let's see. It does not say how much we lost by, alas. It only says that we lost. So yes, I need to lower the ticket prices a bit more. That's the lowest that they can go without mods, so... And we're going to have to get some transit in before the next match, which is next year on the 20th of September. Yeah, well, because the ticket prices were higher, it made 11K. So it will make it will have more people, but it might make less the next time that comes around. Okay, so what was I up to? I was thinking that I would probably need another fire station and another police station for the residential areas. Oh yes, very much so. Whoa, look at that lack of coverage. Alright, we're going to continue with the slightly smaller firehouse. And because nobody has built here yet, we're going to put it here. And the police have a similar lack of coverage for this area. And... Okay, that's very funny. If I put them here, then the library is a high crime area. That really amuses me, so I'm going to do it. It is done. Okay, so hopefully the police will be taking care of that home break-in. And in the meantime... to take care of my industrial district problem, I think my best bet is to actually expand Finch Street here and build a little bit out this way towards the highway. Which means I'm going to have to move the police station to the other side of the street. And people get very confused. Okay. Oh, and okay. And we're moving the coal plant over here. And we're going to have to move the... Oh, darn it. We're going to have to move the... We're going to need to move the garbage again. What a pain in the butt. I have all the space on the one side and none on the other. That's just so annoying. Can I do it anyway? I want to put a tram in somewhere, but here is not where that tram is going to be going in. So, if we expand it to... do I really need a 6-lane there? I don't think so. Let's try expanding it to a 4-lane. And nope, I'm gonna have to move... I'm going to have to move that thing again. Unless... Wait a minute. If we just expand up to it... Oh, I'm definitely going to be putting in taxi. It's just, I like running trams. I am based in the city of Toronto, Canada. And we have a whole streetcar system downtown. The oldest part of our one of the oldest parts of our transit system. So it personally amuses me to run a tram system, a streetcar system in my own cities. I generally only do it through my commercial areas, though. It's a little noisy for residential. I will generally run some buses through the residential, but not trams. But I like putting in trams in my commercial area because then it's almost like our downtown, because our downtown has become mostly commercial. There's not as many people living there anymore. Okay, so rather than nattering on forever... We're not upgrading, we're building roads. We're building nice straight roads. Like so. Admittedly, I'm going to have to do this slightly differently than I normally do. And we will build like this. Why don't I have a one-way 4-lane? Why? Why will you not give that to me? Okay. I swear there's method in this. I swear. I'm gonna have to do it that way. I'm annoyed that I have to do it that way, but I have to do it that way. It's not downtown, it's the industrial district. And then I can put in a fish factory. Oh, I hate this. Why is it so much wider? Okay, fine. We're going to be creating a traffic problem, I think. Oh. Yeah, no matter where I put it, it's going to be creating this weird traffic problem. That's great. It would be great if I could put it over on this side of the, like, so that it's actually the traffic with the fish is flowing from the harbor to it. But I would have had to expand in this direction, which I didn't do. And maybe I should, because this whole thing going on here, I don't actually like this at all. I'm gonna leave the roads, but I don't know that I'm actually gonna use them for anything. Back to the road system. Back to the road system. We're going to... We're going to upgrade this road. Going to make a faint grumbling noise at it, but that's what's going to happen. And then we are going to build I swear I know what I'm doing. There. There we go. And then we're going to put the fish factory right there, apparently. The other industrial places that are making all the noise and pollution are unhappy about getting a fish factory so close to them. Suck it. And we do actually have a desire for some more industrials, so... I built this ridiculousness over here, so we're going to use it. That's a really weird shape. There must be a hill there or something. Okay, we have added a speck more industry here. Oh, wait, except I made a mistake. We don't actually want them fronting on the two-way road. It's probably going to need some more. I will deal with that with this whole thing I built over here when the time comes. And I have a derelict building. Where are you? There you are. Farewell, derelict building. let time pass. Oh, look at that! Look at all the little fishing boats. That's beautiful. Oh, you have no water. Of course, because I did not build pipes for you. Of course, because why would I do that? Why would I think far enough ahead to build pipes through the new areas that I just made? Why would I even consider that? Oh, sure, just give me a moment to finish my pipes here. Crime stats. Oh, we're looking real good on the crime. I have enough police stations that it seems to be taking care of itself. Fire is a little weirder, but it always is. Now, why is there high crime at the stadium? Why is the stadium not covered? Maybe? Maybe I've got football hooligans. I can't actually fix this, that's the problem. There is not actually anything that I can do about this. Oh, wait. There we go. Ha-ha! Set up cams to pirate the game. Sure. And another derelict building. What was this? The pharmacy has been abandoned. Alright, I forgot to turn on having a security system. Oh dear. Oh dear. Wait a minute. Hold up here. We have a problem. We have a serious problem here. We are consuming more power than we are producing again. Do we have any more power plants yet? No, we just have the solar wind, but that's not going to do us any good. We just don't have enough wind here. I guess we're putting in another coal plant. Sorry, environment. I'm annoyed by that. Give me more options! Okay, so what we are in need of now is some more roads through the commercial district. We need more of a commercial district. It is too small. Strawberry Square must become larger. I would still... What if I put in a tram down in the downtown? It's not really the downtown, but what if I put in a tram? What if? It would just run that. Now we've got a loop of Tamtrack that goes right around. And we need a tram station. Where is my tram? Trolley bus. Tram! We need a tram depot that attaches to the tram route that I just put in. That is perfect. And we now have a tram. We have a full-ass tram line here. I'm going to put in more tram, but you know. Let's see. We are going to build some more road. We are going to build a curved road, darn it, that goes around the stadium. Goes around the stadium, guys. And you know what? We're gonna bump another road off here. Oh, not like that. Not like that! Not like this! And, oh, like that. And you know what? Off like this. And we're going to make the streetcar make a right angle turn because I'm cruel that way. Actually, it's going to be worse than a two-way. The main thing with the trams is that you have to make sure to build them in loops. They won't go and turn around the way that buses will. They will only go in loops. So, no, not like that. No, actually, this should not be a tram road. This should be a regular road. There should be... No, I don't want to upgrade. I want to build. I want to build a regular... Actually, you know what? Yeah, just like that. Yeah. That works for me. And it's going to work for them, darn it. Okay, so now we have a bunch of tram roads, and I'm going to have to remember whether or not I have to set up a tram route for that. Yes, I do. Okay. We are going to make sure that we have a stop in front of the stadium. Yeah, we'll put a stop here. And a stop here. And here. And here. And we're going to be keeping this up for a while. Just gonna spike our way around here. Yeah, and there. And there. And there. And circle! And then back the other way. Okay, and I haven't actually built anything out here, but yeah, let's put a stop there, and there, and there, 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 here, sure, here, 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 there, there. I may have made a mistake. Here, when did I switch sides of the road? Here, sure, there, there. This is getting messy. There. There. Oh, what have I done? This route is very broken. Okay, I've covered all the tram streets. We're not going to talk about what the route that goes around the stadium is doing. We shall not speak of it. No, I'd plan? Bite your tongue. This loop, the main Strawberry Square loop is beautiful. It's a loop. There's two directions. It's fine. This one is a little wonky and could probably use a stop right here. Oh, very much by the seat thereof, Loppy. But I have a tram system, and I realize I need to expand the Strawberry Square to cover all this new area that I have created. Because all this is also going to be commercial at some point. Not yet, but at some point. And Hemlock Park needs to be expanded as well. I'll make sure to get the fish factory in there. And all of this mess that I put in as well. And we'll just try to make the line between the districts slightly less messy. Slightly less messy, she said. There. We've still got a bit of a power problem, but admittedly I froze time very soon after building that power plant, so the problem may not have been fixed yet. I choose to believe that a third power plant. Maybe a little. Maybe a little. But yeah, it's time for some buses and a taxi. Because one of the reasons I expanded the commercial district was so that I could put a taxi in here somewhere. So, back to the transit. We need a taxi depot. And we don't want its noise to be impinging over the residential district. So we are putting it in the commercial. Where they have no right to complain about noise. Okay. And then, for the terror that is the bus system. Ooh, biofuel bus. Yes. We are going to put that here. And now that we have a bus depot, we can start building bus routes. And we are definitely going to build one through the residential district here. But yes, we're going to have a bus route. And let me remember which side of the street people drive on here. Yeah, here we go. There, and there. And this is, the drawing is going to go on for a while, just by the way. We're not going to put it on every residential street. Like, I'm not going to put it through the ribs. But I am going to run it along this main road thing I have going on here, with a stop right outside the library. Come on, go on the correct side of the street, darn you. Sometimes getting the bus stops to stick is a little tricky. I am building a bus route. I am putting a bus route right through the residential area. You know, if it will actually let me build my stops. Come on. It will always try to autocomplete through roads. So if I like put it here, see how it just built sort of, this is the way the route is going to go along here. I don't actually want it to go like that though, so like that. And yeah, stop near the school. And like that. And like that. Like that. And that. And that. And there. And then up through this way. Yes, just like that. And we are going to drag it down to drag it down okay. I want a stop down here, but apparently that's not going to happen, so it's stop there and a stop there. And sure, you know what? We'll put a stop there as well, just because. Yeah, they're always happy to get bus routes. The main thing here is that I have now created a one-way bus route. So now what I'm going to try to do is make a mirror one going back the other way. You can create loops that go in both directions, but I find that to be kind of a pain. So when I can afford it, I just try to create a mirror route. Yeah, this way it'll be two bus routes, but it'll be like having buses that go both ways. How do, oh, here, okay. We're going to be skipping putting a stop in there because I can't figure out how to do it without hooking into the other lines, so there, and there, and there, and there, 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 and now I have caused problems for myself. This route is actually going to be shorter than the other one. It's going to be transfers. Transfers are good. People can transfer. Skipping putting another stop in there. 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 And connect. And that's two bus routes that almost look like a single one. Almost. There is only one bus route that goes through the roundabout right now, but that's okay. Now, this ends up being a little bit more of a mess because we also want to put in, well, I want to put in some buses for the industrial district here, but I don't want the buses running along the one-way streets. So we're going to have to create some stubbies, unfortunately. Yeah, we're going to start on the wrong side of the street. Okay, we're going to start on the correct side of the street. Transit! Transit for the people. Me creating some very weird loops. The industrial district is actually going to have multiple bus routes this way. And the buses are going to be going through the loop. It's going to be weird. It's going to be possibly terrible. It's going to increase the traffic through that loop abominably, but Unfortunately, the workers are going to have to walk the one-way streets themselves because I hate running buses on those suckers. We're going to run this one through the roundabout as well because I'm just that kind of cruelty. Unfortunately, this means that people going from the residential district to the industrial district are going to have a very strange transfer. Because I don't want to drag the residential bus through into the industrial area, as well as having dragged it through the commercial area. So, probably my best bet. You are, yeah, you're the one that goes through here, and yeah, what we'll do is we will drag this one. No, we definitely do not want a stop that is inside the roundabout. Well, there is no good way to do this that I can see. Well, the people are going to have to walk then. Okay, so I've done this, and where are my pedestrian paths? Those are all bridges. Why is bridges marked as people? I know my pedestrian paths are in here somewhere. Or are they in parks? Are they in parks? Piers. Park maintenance, props, nature reserve, zoo, amusement park, city park, tourism, other plazas, parks. I know that there's a pedestrian path thing in here somewhere. Oh, it's been so long since I've put one in. Where the heck is it kept? Road condition. Small industry road. 2-lane one-way small industry road. I've forgotten where my pedestrian paths are. I was going to put in a pedestrian path that linked from here over to there, but I've forgotten where the suckers are. It's been so long since I built one. Okay, advisor. That's just the road information. That's not what I need. Where the heck have I got them stashed? park fence. Wait a minute. Park path? Can I build that outside a park? Is that a thing I can do? Can I just... Can I just, you know, attach that to a road? No? No, I can only put that through the grass. That's not entirely helpful. There are pedestrian walkways in here somewhere. Props? I doubt it's in props, but let's check. Where are you? Oh, I can build Stonehenge. Oh, where's Mia when I need her? Mia builds pedestrian walkways all the time. She'd remember where they are. Yes, Mia, where are the pedestrian walkways? I've lost my pedestrian walkways. I can't find them. Well, I've got a 2-lane gravel roads, and I know that's not the right thing. I feel bad for having misplaced the darn things. Wait a minute. Ahaha! Wait, I found them! I found them! That's what I wanted. I want one of these. Give me a straight line. Give me a... There. That's the best that I can do for my transit people. Fair enough, Mia. My typing is not always as fast as I want it to be, especially this time of the year. In November, I want the fastest ever typing speed, and I just don't. But yes, I have buses, I have trams, I have taxis. I have continuing power issues. But I have a city that almost looks respectable. Look at that. Well, let's go to the stadium and make sure that I have the... Oh, it's not the stadium. It's not the stadium. It's the city policies. Where are my policies? Give me my policies. Is it not in here? No. I want to have free transit on match day. Come on. Oh, I hope that you like your new keyboard, Mia. I have a brand new keyboard myself, and I am really enjoying it. To make it easier for fans to get to the stadium, public transport is free on match days. All right. All right, I've already managed to set it. I was not a fool. But yes, what is the problem here? Not enough fish. Well, I'm not sure what you expect me to do about that. I only have room for the one harbor right now. We'll deal with that later when I expand a bit. But yes, we have a soccer stadium. We have a ginormous residential district going on here. We have our industrial district going on over here, and I do need to put in some more trees when I actually zone this area, but I'll worry about that later. I have tram lines. Look at them go! Look at them! I have tram lines in my commercial district. The streetcars are here. Unfortunately, they're blue, but what are you gonna do? Here's a question. Can I? No, I cannot. They're just blue. Darn you! Streets. Yeah, I have lots of streets. Plenty of streets. They would be easier to see if it was daylight. But we're getting into dawn here. But yes, the residential district is turning into a very complicated glyph here. The commercial district is contained. If you change... Oh, the path color. Okay. Because I want red trams, darn it. How do I change the path color? I've never actually done this. Okay, transit overview. So, lines overview? Not the trolley bus, the trams. Ah! Excellent. We'll just turn that all the way up. There we go. And then we'll turn off the transit so that we can actually see things. Aha! Look at that! Now they're red and white. Ha 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 ha! Perfect. Feels much more like home now. I'm not going to change the buses. But, you know, it's very important to me that the trams be the correct color. Thank you very much for the assistance, Mia. It's been a while since I've done the specialty stuff. Like changing colors of things, instead of just building it. Yes! Yes, Loppy! Look at them! Look at the gorgeousness! And the donut truck. Feels like home. And another derelict building. Let's take care of that. Farewell. And the traffic stuck behind them as they pick up passengers. It really is just like home. The buses are another matter entirely. They're a little harder to find. There they are. They've gotten all clumped. But here are the buses. They are teal. I like having teal buses. Teal is one of my favorite colors, so I'm leaving them as is. But yes, the trams. Trams! They make me happy. I'm actually going to have to let some people build some stuff through here to... Yes, I have transit. I am definitely going to have to put in some more trees when I expand the commercial district, but... No, the teal rocket doesn't have the same ring, but I do really like teal. I would make them orange for Foxville, but I already made our team that color. And I want to be able to tell the buses. So, we are doing really well. We have what is almost a city that wants more commercial anyway. However, it is 10:15, so allowing for my late start, this is actually my end time in my ridiculous city. So we will make sure to save. We will ignore my other problems. And we will save this as Foxville. And we will pause that sucker. And hopefully next week I'll have figured out why I only have ambient noise and none of the other sounds that I'm supposed to. Thank you, Mia. And next week we will return to Foxville to expand further and mess around a lot more with the fishery, because I have not touched that DLC even once since I got it. This is the first time that I've been messing around with the Sunset Harbor stuff. So I am definitely going to be doing more with that, I hope. I am going to need to unlock another square in order to have another harbor, though. So that's going to be a thing. But in the meantime, I will be returning again tomorrow night, starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, where I will be playing Darkest Dungeon for Try Not to Die Thursday. This is going to be the last time this year that I'm playing Darkest Dungeon, so if you are interested in that game, it is definitely the time to tune in if you want to see me playing it. After that, next week for Try Not to Die Thursday, I will be playing Oxygen Not Included, which I will probably continue through into December and maybe even into January as well. We'll see. It's not the last time you get to see your lover ever. It's just the last time this year. I'm not going to be playing Darkest Dungeon again until probably at least January, maybe February. So if you want to see her this year, you're going to have to tune in tomorrow. And as I said, City Skylines will be returning again next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And I will also be streaming on Sunday night, starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, where I will be playing Celasta, Crown of the Magister, searching out things to upgrade the artifact that I really shouldn't have touched anyway. Yes, if you miss tomorrow night, you will have to wait until 2022, Loppy. That's just the way the cookie crumbles on this channel. If you ask me really nicely, maybe I'll take a screenshot for you. Or maybe you could take your own screenshot if you're here. Heck, maybe I'll take her out and get her murdered. We'll see. In any case, it's been a lot of fun building a city tonight with the assistance from the rest of you. And I hope to see a bunch of you again tomorrow. Cross fingers. And I hope that you have a great night. Good night.